Hi. And there was just a phone call that tried to come through. I am so the reason why I'm late is because I couldn't find my phone. I lost it under a pile of craft supplies, can you believe? So I had to contact a couple of people and ask them to give me a call, and one is just tried to call right now. So we may get interrupted. I'll have to decline those calls just while I'm doing my Facebook Live, and then I'll call them back. If you were one of the people that I rang to try and call me so I could find my phone, thank you. I've now found it, obviously. Hi, Chris. How are you going? I'm going to pop the phone in the holder. I'm going to get going pretty quickly. I've got a couple of really cool things to show you today. It's a while since I did a Facebook Live. And I'm in my new craft studio. I would show it to you, but it actually looks like a bomb went off. I mean, you can look at it anyway if you want to, but you kind of get an idea. I've got all my bits and pieces down here on the wall. I've got my inks, and I'm gradually getting set up. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still working out where I want things to go. Hi, Cindy. How you going? Hello, Renee. Are you in Queensland? Are you up there? And Christy. So hello everyone. So yeah, that's my crazy start to this Facebook Live, is not being able to find my phone, and you really can't do one without a phone. So so thank you to Joe who called me so I could find it. There you go. And my apologies if you're watching, Ellen. I know you tried to call me and I just had to decline your call, but I will call you back, I promise. Are you not up there yet, Renee? When does that happen? I know you're moving soon. Anyway, all right, so many cool things out right now. Of course, it's celebration, so that means we have lots and lots of free products on offer for when you spend in Australia. When you spend $90, you get to pick a free item out of the celebration catalogue, and the free items are great. They're like stamp sets, they're DSP, there's all kinds of stuff. There's some framelits and embossing folders, all sorts of things. The framelits and things like that, or the dies, are more expensive spend. So instead of $90, they're $180. So they're like worth $2, but they're still fantastic. Well, wishing you safe travels, Renee, for your trip. I hope it all goes well. I've just been through moving house, and it was bad enough just moving close by, let alone moving interstate. So my sympathies to you. You surely could not have as much stuff as we had. We just had so much stuff, and the kids had so much stuff, and oh my gosh. But we're here now, and I don't plan on going anywhere for a really long time. So yeah, you're very welcome. Alright, so let's get this phone up in the holder. I'm actually going to have it going vertical because my understanding is lately that there's been some problems with people trying to flip the phone, like when going from portrait to landscape. So I'm just going to stick with portrait, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't want you to end up sideways. If you comment on something or ask a question, I probably won't see it until the end. So my apologies, but I promise to get back to you. Okay, so I will answer. I'll go through all the comments and questions at the end of the live and answer everybody who's commented along the way. So yes, I know you do. You find so much crap, don't you? I'm going to flip the phone around. You'll be able to see out my window. Look, this is actually my front window. Isn't that beautiful? That's my new craft room view. So neighbour's bin's up there. That's exciting. But apart from that, it's a beautiful view. It's very, very nice to have an outlook, which I never had before. So here we go. All right, I'm just going to pop this in. Just give me a second. Oop. All right. My crazy craft desk today. I have stuff everywhere. All right. Hopefully you can see that. You can see I've got the catalogue down there. Let's kind of get a feel for where everything is. So this is our current mini catalogue. This one came out beginning of January this year, 2020. And it has beautiful things in it. And here's a bit of insight that might help you understand. If you're a crazy crafter, or what we call in Stampin' Up words, an avid crafter. So Stampin' Up kind of feel like there's three types of people. There's beginners, there's casual crafters, and there's avid crafters. And probably you know, just listening to that, which one you are. If you're a beginner, you're just getting started and finding out what it's all about and learning how things match together and what inks to use for when, that kind of thing. And then if you're a casual crafter, you know all that, but you don't craft every day. You're probably someone who crafts here and there, bit when you know we need a bit of stress release, bit of therapy, or a bit of fun. That's when you sit down and craft. But you know, you don't need to have everything that opens and shuts. And then there's the avid crafters. And avid crafters are, I guess they're like me. I have to put myself in that category. You want everything. You love it all. You love having all the little bits and pieces. You love the embellishments. You just want to play with everything. That's an avid crafter. And there is nothing wrong with being any of the above. If you are an avid crafter, you're someone like that, my suggestion is join as a demonstrator, because then you'll get a discount on your products, rather than just finding that the money's going out all the time. It's an opportunity to actually put some money back in your pocket, so that's cool. But let's get started. I've got a couple of things I want to show you. So there's some beautiful things in here, and I've been posting videos and photos and things of lots and lots of different kinds of cards. However, Stampin' Up have just released, in the last week or two, in fact, when did it start? 4th of February. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. 4th of February. Can everyone see that okay? This is the Co-ordination Product release, and it's a double-sided flyer that I've just printed off my printer, and it might be a little bit hard to see, but there's items here that coordinate with some of what's in here and some of what's in our celebration release. So say, for example, the one I wanted to show you, I'm not going to show you this one yet today. This is the Ladybug dies that match the Ladybug stamp set. So if you've been lucky enough to get the Ladybug stamp set, there are now dies to cut that out, which makes it so much easier to use. And on the back, I've got these two, and I'm going to show you these ones today. There's the birthday dies that match the cake. So let me just grab those for you. Here's the it's called Happy Birthday to You, and it's this cool little set with a cake and flowers and some really nice scripty words. Happy birthday. It's a really nice happy birthday, that one. You could use this for birthday, but you could also use it for a wedding. I mean, to me, that cake looks like it could be a wedding cake. And if you were using the celebrate term, like I did here on this little card, I've used the word celebrate underneath, and to me that could definitely be a wedding cake. So I've snuck a couple of things onto here. In the background you might be able to see, let me bring it up close. Can you see? This is the new vellum that's coming out next month. It's embossed vellum, and it's a pack of 6 12 by 12 sheets. Is it 6? Oh, I need to double check that. I need to double check. I think it's 6, and you get 2 of each colour. 2 of the purple posy, 2 of the pill party, and 2 of the mint macarons. So really, really, really cute, and you'll see me using that more over the next few weeks. I've actually embossed my my cake in clear embossing powder, and then I've actually heat set it and then coloured it in with my aqua pens, and well, actually this is with watercolour pencils. So I was really happy with how that turned out. But you might notice that I've actually got the cake cut out and the flowers are cut out, and that's because there are dies, these dies that you can get here, that cut out the cake, and also ones that separately cut out the flowers and some little leaves, and you might see the cake stand down here as well. That's also from the die set. So these dies make this set ever so much more useful. And the dies are $47 here in Australia. Although the stamp set is free with a $90 order, my advice is if you love both of these and want to have both together, you could actually put that $47 that you're spending on the dies towards your $90 order to get the stamp set for free. Okay, so that's how I would do it, so it won't end up costing you as much because you're just paying for the dies in your order. So yeah, that's a cool idea, and I like that card. But what I really want to show you today is the Pleased As Punch paper. So let's get started and do a couple of things. I've actually not really planned out very much because I kind of wanted to make it up as I go along. So these are creative sessions for me and I hope they're entertaining for you. Sometimes I don't get it right, exactly the way I want it first time. For those of you who saw my video yesterday, I did this little card, and this is with the Pleased As Punch papers. So let's have a look at them. They're so cute. I love them. They coordinate with several of our punches from the mini catalogue and also the celebration catalogue. So the tulips, that's from the mini catalogue, and these are awesome. This is the tulip punch that it coordinates with. It's got a leaf and it's also got the tulip itself, and both of those can be cut out on here. And there's several sheets of that, and then you've also got your hearts, which matches the heart punch pack. So the heart punch pack is actually 2 heart punches. There's a scalloped one and a straight one, and these we'll cut those, both of those, we'll cut these out, these lovely hearts. And the backs are nice too, look at those. So I've got some hearts. Now the little flower is from the celebration offering. And the umbrellas I've pretty much topped up. I've hardly got any umbrellas left. This is them. I've really given the umbrellas a workout because I love them. I think they're so cute. Luckily, I bought a second pack. So the pack of paper is only $20. It's a great little thing to add to your order, and it will give you, if you've got any of the punches, it will give you lots of scope to play. So I'm going to actually make something with the tulips today. I've only got a rough idea in my head of what I want to do, but hey, that's going to be enough, I think, to work something out. So I've got my tulip punch here. When you're using a punch, always go from, so that you've got the punch upside down, and the reason you want to do this is so that you can actually see where you're going. Now these ones down here, I need to go in a little bit closer so I can actually reach them properly. So let me, actually I'm going to cut the pink one first. And the reason I'm cutting the pink one first is because when you use this punch, it punches out the leaf at the same time. Now if I want these two, the pink and the yellow one, and if I decided to cut this one first, the problem is that the leaf punch on here on the left hand side is also going to cut part of this pink one. So I don't want to do that. I want to start here on the left and go with this guy first. Or did I go close enough? Not quite. I'm just going to go a little bit more. So keep a pair of scissors with you when you're cutting these out so that you can get nice and close to them. Does anyone have this paper yet? It's so cute. These colours are there's actually a lot of colours in it. I'm going to do the yellow one next. It's a little easier to get to. Here we go. Alright, so I've got my two, and they're really pretty. It's almost like they're a little bit ombre. They're darker at the bottom. Very cute. And let me look. I'm going to get, so I could just do my my leaf out of I guess any paper. I could just do it out of plain, but because they're here, I'm going to cut it out of this as well. I'm going to cut out this leaf here. The other thing is you could also use the back. So I've got the lovely green on the back there. So you can see how cute these are. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I love them. I'm just going to pull that in and do another leaf. There we go. Alright, so they're kind of cute, aren't they? Alright, so I was deciding what colour to go with this. Whether I'm actually going to colour a background or whether I'm just going to, I'm starting with a Whisper White piece of cardstock. Just grab my bone folder. Of course it's not where it should be. That's alright, you'll just have to trust me. I'm going to do it with my fingernail. I don't like using my fingernail, and I don't like the fact sometimes if I've got inky fingers it's easy to get marks, so I'd much rather use a bone folder for that. Now this piece of yellow could potentially go on here. Just looking at the colours to see if they work. Well, of course they do work. I might actually use the back of this one because I quite like, it's got like a diagonal green stripe. Let me just pop that in. I'm going to go 5.5 centimeters, and I'm going to make it a little bit smaller than my yellow piece. This is if I stick with the yellow. I haven't decided that I'm going to yet. It might be too bright. Do you know what? Let's have a bit of fun. And out of my bag, I am going to get a brayer. I love brayers. Anyone else with me who loves sprayers? Not the old style brayers, not the ones with the rubber. They even though I could use them, and I did do some really nice things with those, I found them more difficult to use. These new rubber ones are heaps easier. Heaps easier. Oh my goodness. You know, if you haven't used a rubber brayer, get yourself a set. I'm actually doing a brayering class next month, which I think should be a lot of fun. I've got some really cool ideas of what I want to do with it, and I think it's actually already the right size. All right, and I'm going to go with the Granny Apple Green, I think. So Granny Apple Green is one of our newer bright colours. I'm going to bring this in. Here's the deal with the brayer, okay? It starts out just as a plain sponge. They pick up ink really, really easily. The secret to getting your brayering really, really good is to go one direction, not backwards and forwards, okay? One direction onto the ink. And this will actually ink up the whole roller and make sure that you get a good saturation. Now, if you're right-handed, start over here on the right-hand side. If you're left-handed, start on the left-hand side. Makes sense, yeah? And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move everything out of the way. I'm actually starting off the page, not on the page. And then I'm going to slowly roll onto the page. And I'm kind of using a little bit of a zigzag motion. And I'm getting lighter as I go along. So I'm darker down this end, because that's where the ink is fresh. But also I'm pressing a little heavier down that end. Now, this is just one run of the brayer, okay? You can see a little bit of lines on it. You might like that look. I actually prefer it to be a little bit smooth, so I'm going to do it again, okay? So, same, repeat the process. In my class, I'm actually going to show different ways to brayer, including how to get, how to blend your colours and get a sunset effect, and how to add water to give a really, really cool extra dimension to your brayering. So if you haven't booked in for the brayering class and you're on the Central Coast, do book in for that. Alright, you can see I'm just sort of going backwards and forwards, and it's starting to get a nice saturation of colour. A little bit of a line there, that's okay. The more you go over this, the smoother it will be. Alright, I'm actually going to say that's enough for the purpose of this. Which way am I going to go? Am I going to have, okay, the question is, am I going to have it with it from the bottom up or top down? I'm actually going to go top down because I want to add a sentiment over here. So I am going to stick with, will I stick with the green? Or is it going to be too much green? What do you think? Is it too much green? Maybe. Let me see what other choices I have. I've got rainbow. You can't go wrong with rainbow, right? I've also got this kind of pink. I don't know, guys. What do you think? Yeah, I'm leaning towards the rainbow. And that's on the back of these cute little flowers. The flowers are a punch as well. So, and I'd like my stripes to go across. So even though I told you I'm making it up as I go along, right? I'm going 5.5 centimeters wide, because that's a good width. 5.5 or 6 is my most common size piece if I'm doing a side panel like this. Alright. Yeah, what the heck, let's just go really bright today. I don't see why not. Snail there. Alright, so I mean our colours are bright anyway, so I'm just going to go all out. So I've got my tulips, I've got a couple of leaves. Now you'll notice both the leaves go the same way. Here's a card. This is a similar design, this card. So here's one I did with an oval behind. And so those two leaves look different just because I put them at different angles and then covered the join up with a bit of ribbon. Okay, so that's a nice way of kind of getting away with having two leaves that are identical. You can make them look different just by changing the angle of them, and I think that's kind of cute. Alright, so let's see. I have a whole bunch of pieces here that I pulled out earlier, and because I've got stuff all over my desk, I'm still getting used to a smaller size desk. I used to work on a big table, and now I'm working on a much smaller table, and I'm deciding whether or not I like that or whether I'm going to go back to a different size. I'm actually thinking I might use a different piece. Do we like the colours? That's the thing. See, I don't want to put these straight on because it's too much competition. I want to put a piece underneath. So maybe in this case I might use a punch. Just a different punch to and the nice thing about working in this corner is that I have everything close by. No, I don't want to use yellow. So I've got lots of brights and different colours. And you might say, well, it would be nice to have it all ready in advance, but sometimes you don't know what you want to do. It's a little smaller than I'd like, but let's see if it works. I think it will. The other option is that I could grab another piece out of one of my other bags, and you could use a square, or you could use, I don't want to get my big shot out at the moment because no, I think it's too small. What do you guys think? Do you have any ideas of what you'd like to, what you think would be nice to add to this? I'm thinking maybe either a square or an oval, I'm thinking. So I think I will go with an oval because it just would look better. Yep, that's better. It needs more behind it there. So now in my Timeless Tulips set, which is the one that matches this punch, I have these great stems, and there's a straight stem and a curved one. Doesn't really matter which one you use. And I'm just going to pop that on the block. And here's a tip for you. If you've got a long thin stamp like this, don't pop it on here unless you want to change the shape of it. Now this one has got quite a curve to it. When I put it down here and let it do its own thing, it follows its own curve. However, if I wanted it to be straight, I could put it on here and make it a straight one by literally pulling it into shape, or you could even make it, you know, have a different shape if you wanted. Did you know that you can do that with your photopolymer stamps? So that's a really cool way. But if you want it to actually be the shape that it is in the pack, pop it onto the desk in the position so I've got the stamp side down and the back of the stamp up, and then pick it up with your block, because then it will be the correct shape, the shape that it should be. And I'm actually going to bring in my Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to have one flower going this way, or sorry, one stem going this way, and the other stem going that way. Now, it's always nice to have one flower up and one down. It doesn't matter which one is which, so I'm just going to use a bit of snail here behind this little guy. And then behind here I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals. Pop the backs off those. And then I'm going to use my snail just to position my leaves at the bottom. Okay. Alright, now if you don't like having the join or the two leaves showing there separately, then my suggestion would be to add a little bit of ribbon. Now we could add a bit of white ribbon like I did on the other piece, although I just had an order arrive like literally a minute before this started. And I remembered that I ordered some of this Daffodil Delight Ruched ribbon. This is beautiful. So I'm just pulling it straight out of the box. You can tie it in a bow or you could tie it in a knot. I'm just going to do a quick bow. What's everyone doing this weekend? It's supposed to rain all weekend. I don't know if it's actually going to do that, but here on the Central Coast, that's what they're predicting. And if they do, that's a good weekend for crafting. I have a pair of scissors that I keep just for ribbon. That's a good idea. So use your paper scissors for paper and your ribbon scissors for ribbon, and that way they won't blunt as quickly and you'll always have one that's sharp enough to do the job you need to do. Attach your bow just with a glue dot. To use a glue dot, you leave the glue dot on the strip, you put your item onto it, give it a good old push, and then pull that off. And then that's going to go right there. I'm going to add some more dimensionals behind here. So I've actually ended up with a totally different card to what I thought I was going to end up with. I had some ideas about what I was going to do at the start, but I've changed my mind as I went along, and I think that's okay, don't you? Pull the back off. Oh, better put it up the right way, that'd be a good idea. And right there, so it sort of goes over that DSP piece at the back. Alright, so I'm going to actually use, you can use tape, snail, whatever you like. My actual favourite, if it's close enough to reach, is multi-purpose adhesive, the Tombow adhesive, and the reason I like that is because I can wiggle that into place. I'm not committed, so you know I can put it down, but with tape or snail like this, once you put it down, it's down and it's harder to move. So I'm trying to just get that nice and straight first time round. And seeing I've got the Granny Apple Green open, I'm going to just use a little hello here, I think. Hello is always a nice thing to put on a card because then you can send it to anybody for all kinds of occasions. You could use it for get well or just because or whatever. It's a good sentiment. If you wanted to, you could add a little bit of glimmer paper. The sparkle glimmer paper would look nice, which is the white one with the different colours. That would look really pretty. Or you could even add a piece of gold in here and it would actually coordinate quite nicely with your more yellowish colours. So there you go. What do we think? Do you like the card? I think it turned out pretty nice. I'll have to post this on Instagram and my Facebook page here so that if you need to see it again, you can check it out. So there you go. So that's using the Pleased As Punch papers. I think they're super, super cute. I will show you a couple of the others. You've seen how the tulips work. If you watched the video yesterday, you will have seen how the umbrellas work. But just really, really quickly, you saw that I used this rainbow paper, and on the other side we have the little cute little petaled flower, and this will reach in and which one will I use? I'm going to go with the purple because I like that. And so once again, you turn your punch upside down, you line it up in your hand, and when you've got it in position, you just punch that out. And as you can see, very, very quickly and easily, you can come up with a whole bunch of cute little flowers that would look great on a card. So there you go. That's the little, this is actually a celebration item. It is a double item, so $180, you get this one for free. And it's a cute little punch that matches these beautifully. There is also a stamp set that it matches. which I can't remember the name offhand. I could look it up. In fact, I probably should look it up. This is your celebration catalogue. Now, there's a new celebration catalogue coming out in early March, which is going to have all of these items and more new items in it. It's called the Small Bloom Punch that I just used, and there's the matching stamp set called Thoughtful Blooms, which I haven't used enough yet. I need to pull that out and actually play around with it a bit more because it's actually really cute. So there you go. Pull that back in. Right, so you've seen all of those. The only one you didn't see was the hearts, and I'll show you what I mean about the two hearts both fitting. So this is the normal heart, like just a straight heart. This one is like got a scalloped edge, so it's really cute. So let me just pull this out for a second. So if I wanted this blue heart down here, obviously it's going to coordinate, and I'll just punch that out. If I wanted a scalloped heart, this one's slightly bigger, so it's still going to cut your heart out, but it's also going to give you a white scalloped edge. So that's actually quite sweet. See that? So you can see how they come out differently. I think that's really, really pretty. And you'll probably see these turn up on a card at some point too. I did do a card the other day that had a couple of hearts on it. In fact, it's right here underneath a whole bunch of things that I just stuck on top of it. Here it is. So this one. So I've used some of that white crinkled seam binding ribbon again because it's so easy to use. I really love it. And I've also used the So Sweetly dies, which have got these gorgeous scalloped edge and a little bit of stitching. Stitched so sweetly, I think they are. I've used the rainbow paper from this paper pack, and I've cut a couple of these little hearts out with the straight heart, not the sculpt heart. But I could have used either because that would have been cute as well. Okay, but I've already got the sculpted edges here on this die, so I didn't feel like I needed more scalloped on. But you could go overload. If you're a big scallop person, you could go over crazy with the scallops. So that would be another option for you. But there you go. So there's a couple of cards using this paper, and I think the paper is divine. For only $20 you're getting some really great options, and they're happy and they're fun. Let me quickly look back through a few of the comments. Chris, I know you love the punches. Thanks, Margaret and Karen. Hey Michelle, how you doing? Gail. Yes, bling. I know. I've got a bling. That's the only thing that this card is lacking, in my opinion. It needs a little bit of bling. I think a strip straight down the middle there, or half a strip, because you could just throw it up underneath the oval and no one would even know it doesn't join in the middle. Hey Carolyn. Hey Alex. How you doing? Paula. Hey. Yeah, there's just so much going on at the moment. I know it's a little bit hard to keep up with all of the specials that are out right now, but that's why I just thought it's good to concentrate on one at a time. So I'm doing the coordination stuff today, and particularly the Pleased As Punch papers. So if you're looking for them, they're called Pleased As Punch. They're only $20, really quick and easy to add on to an order, especially if you're getting close to that $90 mark and you're needing something just to take you over. This paper would be a great thing to add on. If you don't know, if you have a demonstrator already, then just speak to them about putting that on your order. If you don't have a demonstrator and you're in Australia, I'm very, very happy for you to shop with me. I have a shop right here on my Facebook page. There's a big blue button at the top of the page and it says shop now. You click that and it takes you straight to the store. And the same with my blog, there's a shop now button on there as well. I hope you enjoyed those today. And I hope thanks for your patience with me, first losing my phone and then just not really knowing what direction I was going in with this card, but I'm actually quite happy with how it turned out. It's really pretty. Have a fantastic day, guys. Whatever you do this weekend, I hope it's fun. If it's raining and you're stuck inside, get your craft stuff out and do some crafting because it's a good weekend for that. Bye-bye.